Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to War Room Wednesdays. Today we will be covering the Mono-Dark team that I've been using. This is the one that we recently used and won with for the Mono Challenge. And this is a team that I've been using on and off for the last week or two. I will say right now it is not VGC legal. For those of you who want to use this, maybe. Potentially. I wouldn't suggest it. It's not the best team to use, but if you wanted to bring this to VGC, or if you wanted to kind of tweak it and use it on like the special ratings for the battle spot. But I'll go over what you can do, and I believe the only Pokemon that is not VGC legal is this Mandibuzz, and I will actually do you guys a solid and look that up right now as I talk. So, this team, unlike the majority of my teams, actually does not have a main focus. I'm just gonna legal Pokemon. It's mainly based around stronger cores, and it's unlike the Trick Room team where it's basically centered around, like the Shuckle or the Trick Room style. There is no overarching effects in this team, and it really just centers around nothing in particular, actually. But I'm looking up right now, and as I said, I believe Mandibuzz might be the only person there. Crocodile might be out as well, which would be unfortunate. No, Crocodile is in. Awesome. I know Bisharp is allowed, I hope. Yeah, Bisharp's important to this team. And Weavile, I believe, is also allowed. Yeah, so the only problem here is Mandibuzz, and when we get to Mandibuzz, I will explain duly what you can put over Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz isn't the most important member of the team, and actually there are a few things that could do better. So let's just get started real quick. We'll start off with our Sableye and explain, what he does. So Sableye is sort of like our secondary status absorber. He absorbs all status, which is great, but he's not immune to certain statuses like our Mandibuzz here is with Overcoat. But he's great at shutting down things such as like physical threats. He's really physically bulky. Looking at the stats, you can't really tell that, but his defense is higher than his special defense. We do run bold. We run these EVs to sort of maximize that. I'm not the greatest with EVs, so if you see something that seems weird or seems off, please make a mention. Mention your own sets. Mention anything, because EVs are definitely not my strong suit. But I usually just take them from other sources. So, with the exception of the Tyranitar I made for the Shuckle, for the Trick Room team. That one I kind of just made up. But, so, the most important thing right here is Prankster. I gave him a Lumberry because there is item clause in effect, and since Crocodile is the only one on our team that's defensive and doesn't get a single thing to recover himself up other than rest, and we don't want to be running rest on certain Pokemon. Certain Pokemon it works well on, but otherwise it's not. And the reason he can survive without leftovers, there are some KOs that leftovers are necessary for. I don't know those offhand, but we do have priority recover, so anything doing less than 50% to you is never going to kill you. Because you're going to just recover that damage right back off at the start of the next turn. Excuse me. So I run Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, and Recover as my status moves. Taunt is really, really crucial for anything opposing you. They will want to taunt you, which is something that once you shut them down, you can just proceed to steamroll them with something else. Foul Play is an interesting choice. You can run Knockoff, you can run Foul Play. I think I ran Foul Play mainly because Knockoff is hard for me to personally get. You can't breed it, I don't believe. Don't quote me on that, but Foul Play is also pretty good, just to another good move to have on Sableye to handle with the physical threats. So moving on, we've got Crocodile, and you normally see Crocodile running Scarf or physical variants. I got this set from Shofu, and the EV spread from Smogan, I believe. Basically, this is a supporting wall sort of thing. After an Intimidate goes off, which is also a good good for supporting the team, he can pretty much take anything. I think, again, I don't run calcs, I don't know exact things off the top of my head, but I do know that I have survived plenty of fairy moves from this thing, plenty of fighting moves with this thing, so this thing really does hurt. And the EVs are pretty standard. You got the HP, you've got the little minimal attack. It doesn't need it so much. I mean, it is sitting at 272, and at level, if we can get there, level 50. I'm still getting used to level 50 stats, but 138 is alright. It's not the best, but it's decently respectable. I mean, it does have a base 117, so it doesn't need the most investment, but you really want to focus on the defense and the HP here, because you do want to be able to tank those hits. Now, this moveset is somewhat interchangeable. I would suggest staying with Toxic and Taunt. Toxic is great at supporting, you spread status around, and a combination of Toxic and Burn on the opposing two guys will whittle them down quicker. Taunt is great because it's totally, no one sees it coming, and you are somewhat speedy. You're not going to be, outspeeding some guys, but you do have base 92 speed to work with, and without any investment, you're at 112, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You will be outspeeding some pretty cool things that you want to taunt. Earthquake is for stab, hits everything on the field. It's pretty good to have. It does a respectable amount of damage. Now, we've got this Dragon Tail here, and here you can put Crunch. You can put Foul Play, again, helping with the physical threats. You can run Iron Tail. I mean, on a Mono Dark team, that would be decently helpful. It hits fairies for super effective damage. But really, Dragon Tail, I honestly think might be the best choice. Just phases things out, and while in doubles, switching isn't very common, forcing a switch is actually pretty cool. So that's something. Now, Bisharp, Bisharp, I'm gonna probably switch between these. Bisharp is an amazing guy. Now, people recommend giving him the Life Orb, but Greninja needs that Life Orb, so I gave him the Muscle Band. I didn't want to lock him into Choice Band because we have Swords Dance and Substitute, and there wasn't really anything else. I was thinking maybe a Berry, maybe something else. I figured Muscle Band for now. You guys can work with other things. Maybe the Fighting Berry, maybe Cobra Berry. No, that's flying. Chople Berry. Chople Berry would be interesting. Definitely helpful. He's got some decent defense. He's got actually decent. He's got 100 base defense, which is great. So fighting attacks are usually physical, and he's got the 70 base special defense. So he actually can take some hits pretty well if you want to invest in that. But so I gave him the Muscle Band. Feel free to use like a Lumberry instead of Sableye, and you can give Sableye something else. Feel free to use the Chople Berry. That would be pretty good too. But I gave him the Muscle Band just for a little bit more oomph. And Defiant is the real kicker here. VGC and doubles, they're very rampant with Intimidate, and yeah, I mean, like, Defiant is great with that. It also translates very well into singles, where I know that, I don't know if they're still using it, but I know at the beginning of the meta, they were using Sticky Web a lot. And while you do lose your speed, you do have that priority stab, so you get a +2 in attack, which is great every time you switch in. So that's something to consider. His other two abilities aren't really useful at all. Inner Focus could be used for the Fake Out guys. Pressure is not really something that's going to be staying in for long, not sweeping. You could try and work out a defensive set with him, but I think his real potential lies in Swords Dance, Substitute, Sucker Punch, and Iron Head. So yeah, let's talk about this real quick. So it's pretty basic, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that this thing really hits hard. Stab Sucker Punch is phenomenal. It's 80 base power. It goes first. It is substantially good. Iron Head is also great for that stab. Chance to flinch. Sucker Punch should be on your set. Substitute is useful. It's not necessary. I personally prefer it because people like to throw those will-o-wisps your way. I'm looking, he gets dual chop. It may not be the best thing, but without stab, it's not going to hit very hard. But the thing about that is it does hit twice, so that's kind of interesting and an interesting thing to do. But that's just a random suggestion. If you are running this, or just any mono dark team, I would suggest maybe looking at Poison Jab. You don't have to worry about that as much because you do have that iron head. So yeah, I run a pretty basic, very basic actually, spread. Adamant 252. You're gonna kill a lot of things. That's super strong, super strong, and because of that, you really don't need the muscle band. You definitely don't need the choice band. He sits at a very respectable 70 base speed, so that's something to look at. So keep going. Greninja. This thing is awesome. You definitely want to run Protean. I don't see any use at all for Torrent. If you guys see it, maybe like the Empoleon runs Subleechy, maybe you can run something like that. It isn't the bulkiest of things, so it really won't be taking very many hits. But the thing about Protean users is they're great for monotype teams. And the reason it being is because you can change your type, and because of that, you can turn into something that resists your weakness. So that's really impressive. And he hits impressively hard. So Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse. You can run a whole slew of things. You can make him physical. You can make him special. I prefer special because it hits a little bit harder. As you can see, 95 versus the 103. I don't know why he's hasty. Well, there's some errors in this because I didn't fix them yet, but we'll go over them as we go. Mat Block is important, especially because when you partner him with like Bisharp, it allows you to get off that Substitute or Swords Dance the first turn. I personally go for sub first turn because that still gives me another chance to set up Swords Dance, whereas if you just set up the Swords Dance, then you don't have any protection later on. So it's up to what you guys want to do. EV spread, very simple. Max speed, because we want that fast mat block. 377 speed. Obviously, this is at level 50, but I mean, this is level 100, duh. But obviously, Wi-Fi battles are at level 50, but it's still 191. That's great. So the next guy we have is Weavile. Two options. So normal gem, fake out, great idea. And the ability Pickpocket. Now, I was under the wrong assumption with Pickpocket. I thought Pickpocket is when you make contact with someone else. So like the fake out, normal gem fake out, you lose the normal gem, you fake out, and you steal their item. That's not how it works. Unfortunately, how it works is when they physically hit you. So the best set you can run here is Focus Sash. Now, I unfortunately used this team in the tournament for Aaron from Shady Penguin, because I don't really know singles, and this is the only team that I saw that could really translate well into singles. So I forgot to change my moveset up, and all that happened, but it ended up working out pretty well because I was facing a guy. I lost, but I was facing a guy with a Conch Elder, and he knocked off my normal gem, or actually he didn't knock off anything because I don't know, whatever. But he knocked it off, and then he lost his Assault Vest. But because of the way Pickpocket works, I took the Assault Vest before the knockoff ability, like secondary effect, went into effect. So he knocked off the Assault Vest, and he was like, "Yo, that's so weird. Why are you running Assault Vest on a Weavile?" And I was just like, "Dude, I just stole your Assault Vest, and now it's gone." And he was just like, well, dang, you know. So it's a pretty good thing, and it's a great lead. Fake out and Ice Shard priority. Those Garchomps are going to be living very long after that. The only thing you do need to watch out for is if your Focus Sash breaks without you like going down like being one hit KO and then stopping at one, I don't think pickpocket works because you're still technically holding the item. It's just not going to work. So think about that. You could possibly, well, I wouldn't say run focus band because then it will never go. But normal gem is currently the only gem, so you can try that. And again, EVs are very, very, very standard. Excuse me, my goodness. I just maxed out speed and decent attack. 339 is pretty good attack. I think I may have mentioned it before that, like, how people are starting to say, like, base 130 isn't the strongest. I'm actually starting to see their point. He doesn't really hit that hard, but he can take out a Garchomp very easily, especially with the fake out Ice Shard combo. People run low kick here, but I didn't find that necessary. I used Poison Jab because this is a mono dark team and fairies do scare me. So that's what I did. You can do things. If you're doing the Focus Sash, you can run counter. That thing's going to hit hard. There's a bunch of things you can run with this guy. Brick Break. I wouldn't run any special moves on him. I mean, let's see. Yeah, base 45. No special. So here we go. We're at the Mandibuzz. We're still going at 16 minutes. Hopefully we'll be done in about 4. But Mandibuzz served kind of like a dual purpose pseudo Kangaskhan counter with the Rocky Helmet. It doesn't really do a very good job of it, but overcoat for like the Spore and the grass, the Rage Powder guys. So that's kind of his role here. The unfortunate thing is he's illegal in VGC, and he doesn't really take super effective special attacks very well. So, 2 suggestions. This team doesn't run a Mega right now, so a good addition to this team would be, in fact, Mega Tyranitar. So you can always try that out, and that is VGC legal. You will not really want to pair Mega Tyranitar with Weavile because of the Focus Sash, but Crocodile's immune, Bisharp's immune. Greninja doesn't really care about the residual damage because it's not going to be surviving very many hits, and Sableye has that recovered. So Mega Tyranitar is actually a pretty decent option, and it actually is really, really, really bulky. Let's just look at its stats real quick. Like, how do I do this? Oh, okay. Tyranitar. There we go. Okay. So, ignoring all this, we're going to throw them on to level 50. As you can see, I mean, 150 base defense, 120 base special defense, 100 base attack. Complemented with the Sandstream and Rock type, he is officially like 50% stronger in the special defense, I think. Numbers, they elude me. But, so yeah, he's pretty good for a special wall. That's a great option. You can also run Umbreon. Umbreon can do actually pretty much everything here but Roost. It gets Moonlight, I believe, right? Yeah, it also gets Wish, so I don't know how good Wish is in VGC because you really only have 4 guys, but it can be helpful. We don't want that. It can be helpful. You're really slow, so Taunt might not be the best, but remember, you have Taunt on Sableye and Taunt on Crocodile. But, so that's an option. That's actually something I'm probably going to implement. I'm going to try Umbreon, and I'm going to try Tyranitar on this. I'm going to be using Tyranitar on another team as well, and, like, a different Tyranitar than the one that I use on my Trick Room team. So, I might try it out, and I always say, if I make any changes, I will report back to you guys and tell you. In fact, one change I made to the Trick Room team, Toxic over Power Split. Try that out on Shuckle. Try it out. Just try it. But that's the team in a nutshell. And the real MVPs of this team are Greninja and Bisharp. Watching all the videos, you really should be able to get that conclusion yourself. The map block and substitute first turn is really such a clutch. Woo! Yeah, words. Such a clutch play. If you can get that off in the beginning, good luck to your opponent, because unless they have an ability to just totally wreck you, Mach Punch is going to destroy you. So you know what? Maybe run that Choppleberry. You should be able to survive. Don't take this word as truth, but you should maybe be able to survive a Mach Punch with a Choppleberry. So think that through. Don't do what I do and forget that Mad Block is not priority. It is not a priority attack. It goes based on your speed. So it's not like Protect. It's not going to go first. It goes based on your speed. If you see a Conkeldurr, don't go for the Map Block. You could potentially survive its Mach Punch as long as it doesn't have the Guts boost, but don't go for the Map Block. It's going to be completely worthless. Don't do it. But I did that in the tournament. I survived with like 14 HP, but don't do that. Don't. Just remember, that is a crucial piece of crucial fact to know. Mat Block is not prioritized. So just remember that. But yeah, this is the Dark team. Like I said, Umbreon, Mega Tyranitar over the Mandibuzz is a good option. You get more on the special defense side because, I mean, Mandibuzz isn't the strongest in... Excuse me. Actually, let's just really check real quick. 130 base special defense, 110 defense. That's good. We talked about the Tyranitar's 150 and 120. He also has base 95. Tyranitar has base 100. And Mandibuzz is actually a little lacking on that. I believe his HP's 110. Yeah, so, I mean, they're all relatively close to each other. Mega Tyranitar is clearly the strongest out of all of them defensively. So, I'll leave that up to you guys. I don't have sets for the Umbreon and the Tyranitar. I will think it through, and I will get back to you guys on that. But thank you so much for watching. I feel like I was speeding through that, but I don't want these to be too long and want you guys to get on your road, testing teams, having fun. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, night, morning. I haven't said that in a while, but I hope to see you guys at the next video, and stay tuned for more of these. So have a great day. See you soon.